You might not realize it, but someone in your life is facing an internal struggle. Your guardian angels are here to let you know what's going on with this person. They've been meaning to ask you something, but they're afraid that the answer will break their heart and damage the bond you share beyond repair. The angels say, there's a hesitation in their voice when they speak to you, a certain unease in the way they carry themselves around you lately. Perhaps you've noticed it, a lingering glance, a moment of hesitation before they change the subject, or a nervousness that wasn't there before. Maybe it was that time they started to say something, then quickly pivoted to a completely different topic, as if they'd lost the nerve. All the way their responses have become just a little bit shorter, a little more careful, like they're trying to measure every word before they let it slip. Have you ever felt like someone wanted to say more, but just couldn't bring themselves to? That's what's happening here, an unspoken battle between their heart and their fear. And yet, despite the fear, they keep coming back to you. They still want to be around you, even though every moment spent in your presence reminds them of the question they're too afraid to ask. If it didn't matter, if you didn't mean so much to them, it wouldn't be this hard. But the stakes are high, at least that's how it feels to them. Because once the words are spoken, they can never be unspoken. This person has been wrestling with a question they desperately want to ask, but the weight of what your answer might bring has kept them silent up until now. I repeat, they've been meaning to ask you something, but they're afraid that the answer will break their heart and damage the bond you share beyond repair. Imagine carrying a question so heavy that it feels like a stone in your chest, one that follows you everywhere, whispering doubts and possibilities into your mind. That's what this person is experiencing. Every time they try to push it aside, it resurfaces, demanding attention. They've replayed the conversation over and over in their head, rehearsing different ways to ask, different ways you might respond. And yet, no matter how much they prepare, the fear remains. What if the answer isn't what they hope for? What if it shifts everything between you in a way that can't be undone? But here's what you need to understand. The fact that they're struggling this much means that your presence in their life is irreplaceable. If you didn't matter, if you were just another passing connection, this wouldn't be weighing so heavily on their heart. But you do matter. You are someone they cherish, someone whose opinion, feelings, and presence hold so much significance that the idea of losing you, of even slightly changing what you share, is almost too much to bear. For them, this question is everything. It's been circling in their mind, keeping them up at night, filling them with a mix of hope and fear. Maybe it's about your feelings for them, or something that happened between you, or perhaps where you truly stand in each other's lives. What if they ask and everything changes? What if the answer confirms their worst fears? These thoughts loop endlessly in their mind, making it harder for them to decide whether speaking up is worth the risk. Have you ever been in that position, standing at the edge of a moment that could alter everything? It's terrifying, isn't it? Because once the truth is out, there's no going back to the way things were before. At the same time, the unknown is just as painful. They find themselves caught between two fears, the fear of knowing and the fear of never knowing. If they never ask, they can hold on to the hope that maybe, just maybe, the answer wouldn't have been so bad. But if they do ask, and it's not what they were hoping for, then that illusion shatters. And yet, something inside them keeps pushing them forward, reminding them that even painful truths are better than endless uncertainty. Whatever it is, the answer has the power to bring clarity, but it also carries the risk of changing things forever, and that terrifies them. Because losing you, even just the version of you they have now, is a thought they can barely bring themselves to face. So they hold on, grasping at the moments you share. Every conversation, every laugh, every fleeting glance feels more significant now, because they don't know how many more they'll have before everything changes. Every second with you is both a comfort and a countdown to the moment they finally ask. And yet, despite their fear, there's a part of them that knows the truth is inevitable. No matter how tightly they hold on, uncertainty cannot last forever. At some point, something will break. The weight of silence will become too much, or circumstances will force the conversation into the open. And when that moment comes, they can only hope that the bond you share is strong enough to survive whatever truth unfolds. They've considered every possibility, every way this could go. In their heart, they long for reassurance, for a response that will lift the weight they've been carrying. At the same time, they know that once the question is asked, there's no taking it back. And so they hesitate, not out of indifference, but self-preservation. A desperate attempt to hold onto what they have with you for just a little while longer. Because as long as they don't ask, nothing has to change. They can continue living in this delicate balance, pretending that everything is fine, that the doubt creeping into their mind doesn't exist. Have you ever held onto something so tightly, fearing that the moment you loosen your grip, it might slip away forever? That's where they are now, caught between the desire for the truth and the comfort of what they know, even if it's built on uncertainty. Deep down, however, they know they can't run from the truth forever. At some point, the fear of not knowing will outweigh the fear of asking. When that moment comes, they'll find the courage to finally voice what's been on their mind. No matter how much it scares them, they're willing to risk it, because what they feel for you, what they share with you, is too important to leave in the dark. Your guardian angels want you to understand the depth of this person's struggle. Their hesitation is a sign of just how much you mean to them. When the time comes and they find the strength to ask, meet them with kindness. Sometimes even the hardest conversations are the ones that bring two souls closer together. This concludes the message from your guardian angels. I want to end with a prayer for you. Lord, grant them the wisdom to recognize the silent struggle of the one who longs to ask but fears the answer. Fill their heart with patience and kindness, that they may offer reassurance instead of hesitation, understanding instead of distance. Let their response be a bridge, not a barrier, strengthening the bond that uncertainty threatens to break. Amen. Take a moment to reflect on what this could mean, not just for them, but for you as well. A moment of truth is coming, and your answer will shape what happens next. Type 999 to claim this message and the blessings inside for your own. Try and leave a positive comment for other viewers who might need a positivity boost in their day. The universe sees it as an act of kindness that fuels the cycle of good karma. You'll be spreading positivity and receiving the universe's blessings in return. Let's uplift each other and create waves of good energy together. Did you know there's a possible image of your real soulmate that you can look at right now? It might be someone you know or someone that you haven't met. It's amazing how accurate these have been. You have to see the photo to see what I mean. Click the link in the description to get your soulmate sketch. An important message is waiting for you in the next video. Will you hear it?